because she is shy and quiet. The girl is pushed down by her classmate on purpose. But the moment she gets up, the other person turns around and asks why she doesn't even say sorry. Just because she always has thick bangs. The whole class treats her like a freak. But only Akeo in the corner can't stand what he sees. A classmate even cruelly tells her to go die. When the insults get that bad, Akeo can't watch anymore. He walks straight up to the boy and punches him hard. The girl is stunned, because this is the first time someone stands up for her. This sudden kindness leaves her not knowing what to do. To thank him, the girl quietly follows Akeo and happens to see him holding an injured bird. The girl silently cheers for the bird in her heart. At this moment, the girl finally realizes this boy may look tough on the outside, but deep down, he has a gentle side. The bird has clearly flown away safely, but Akeo suddenly breaks down and starts to cry. What the girl doesn't know is, Akeo actually has a heart problem from birth, and the doctor already told him he has less than a year to live. But she knows nothing about it. And even when Akeo is at his saddest, the girl tells him that whenever he appears, her heart beats fast. She thinks she must be in love. Akeo freezes at once. The girl keeps talking, saying she always gets bullied, and she doesn't even dare to look people in the eye. To say goodbye to her old self. To say goodbye to her old self. The girl cuts off her bangs without hesitation. She gathers her courage and says her wish. For every day of the next 365 days, she wants to spend them with Akeo. After hearing the girl's confession, Akeo freezes, because 365 days is exactly the time he has left. Could it be that she already knows? Akeo can't help asking what she knows. The girl doesn't understand what Akeo means. She thinks her confession has offended him, so she runs away in panic. After she goes back to her room, she finally realizes she did something foolish. She thinks Akeo must see her as a total weirdo, but the parrot comforts her and says she was already very brave. After hearing the parrot comfort her like this, the girl suddenly remembers something. That day, she was making a birdhouse for the parrot in class, but her classmates started picking on her again. A classmate laughs at her and says she should just be called Bird Girl. The others also join in and say the name really fits her. The others also join in and say the name really fits her. They even notice there is a cover on the birdhouse. So they mock her even more and call her disgusting. But the girl who used to only suffer in silence chooses to protect it this time. She says maybe she is disgusting, but the bird isn't disgusting at all. But she doesn't know. This clumsy but brave stubbornness has already quietly caught Akeo's eye. Sure enough, right after class, Akeo immediately calls out to the girl, and then suddenly lifts her bangs. The girl thinks she is about to be laughed at again, but the moment she closes her eyes, Akeo tells her she isn't disgusting at all. What comes to her is care. Akeo realizes she can actually fight back, and he smiles as he says she is pretty amazing. The girl doesn't know what Akeo has put on her, until she opens her mirror. She finally sees it is a little heart. The girl can't believe it. As the freak of the class, she can actually be cared for too. So this is how warm it feels to be accepted by someone. Thinking of this, the girl no longer regrets her confession. But what she never expects is, when she goes to school the next morning, Akeo is actually waiting at the school gate. Thinking of yesterday's confession, the girl instinctively wants to hide. But Akeo complains that she is too slow. The girl can't believe Akeo is talking to her. Akeo reminds her that she said it herself. Akeo reminds her that she said it herself. She would stay with him for the next 365 days. The girl still wants to explain, but Akeo says he only now realizes he has no right to say that to her. So she has to take responsibility for him. At this moment, the girl is totally confused. Does this mean Akeo agrees to date her? Now that Akeo is close to her, he seems even taller than he looked from far away, and even more shining. But this strange couple immediately causes a huge stir once they get to school. Akeo's best friend sees this, and is completely shocked. The classmates all greet them. Everyone can't believe the two of them are together. They even think this is way too strange. But facing all the gossip, Akeo doesn't care at all. During break, the girl likes making crafts, and it seems to be related to birds. Akeo gets a little curious, but the girl says this parrot is her teacher, and also her only friend from before. After learning that the girl likes animals, Akeo decides to take her to the zoo on the weekend. But just as he worries about how to plan the trip, that the girl tells him not to worry, because she comes here once a week, and she knows where all the animals and bathrooms are. Akeo leaves the guiding job to her. The girl also confidently says she can handle it. Here, there are monkeys like storybook heroes, penguins that seem to talk, and even a monster that once wanted to destroy the earth. At first, Akeo isn't interested in these animals, but when he sees the animal, That looks like the roasted lamb he ate 2 days ago. He finally gets excited. Of course, what moves him even more is the confidence the girl shows when she introduces the animals. To keep a memory of this connection, Akeo takes the girl to a photo studio. But because she has always been lonely, she has never really done anything like this. The photographer tells her to look at the camera, but the girl asks in confusion if it is here. Akeo quickly corrects her and says yes, right there. They have a great time that day, but on the way back, a beautiful girl suddenly calls out to Akeo. Seeing how close the two of them are, she feels a little awkward. The patient friend carefully asks if the girl is Akeo's girlfriend. The girl quickly says no. The patient friend says she and Akeo have been close since elementary school. Afraid the girl will misunderstand, Akeo quickly explains that she is his patient friend. Looking at the patient friend as she leaves, the girl feels a little curious. She suddenly realizes, compared with this childhood patient friend, she seems to know almost nothing about Akeo. So after going to school, she finds Akeo's best friend and wants to ask when Akeo's birthday is. But to her surprise, Akeo's birthday is actually the same day as hers. But she doesn't care about herself at all. To give Akeo a surprise, the girl overcomes her fear for the first time and wants to invite all the classmates to Akeo's birthday party. The classmate asks in surprise if she really planned it. The girl asks everyone not to tell Akeo. After that, to give Akeo a good birthday, the girl even learns how to make a cake. Seeing their daughter finally make new friends, her parents are extremely excited. No one expects the girl who once didn't even dare to show her bangs and was deeply insecure would invite the whole class for one person and quietly set up the place all by herself. This is not just a birthday party. It is clearly her way of stepping out of the closed world she built around herself for the person she likes. But just when the girl thinks everything is ready, Akeo's patient friend comes to her. The patient friend asks if she is trying to kill Akeo. The girl freezes at once. The patient friend tells her that Akeo has food limits, and he must control how much sugar he eats. Only then does she realize she made such a big mistake. But at this exact moment, Akeo has already arrived. So to stop the cake from appearing, she can only quietly stay to the side and watch everyone celebrate Akeo's birthday. But after the party ends, Akeo realizes the girl is gone. A classmate tells Akeo that the girl already went home, saying she isn't used to karaoke. On the way back, Akeo runs into the girl's mother. The girl's mother sincerely thanks Akeo for holding a birthday party for her daughter. She says her daughter can celebrate her birthday with classmates for the first time since elementary school. Only then does Akeo realize today is also the girl's birthday. He doesn't understand why the girl didn't say anything. But what Akeo doesn't know is the girl is now about to throw away the cake she made by hand into the trash can. The girl softly calls out to Akeo. Akeo tells her not to leave on her own. Akeo takes the cake and carefully places it on the chair. When he opens it, he finally realizes this girl has put so much care into it for him. At this moment, he chooses to tell her about his illness and his past. All at once, it turns out the 2 wings on Akeo's back are only there to make himself look tough. Because he has been weak and sick since he was little, he often hangs out with troublemakers. But the problem is, his body can't lie. Akeo asks the doctor what is really going on with his body. The doctor tells him the test result isn't good, and asks him to think about this if he takes medicine for treatment. But Akeo tells the doctor to just say it. If he doesn't have much time left, then just tell him directly, and tell him clearly. After that, Akeo tries to numb himself by dancing with the troublemakers. But the more he dances, the emptier he feels inside, until he meets the girl. It is her appearance that makes this lonely person feel hope to live for the first time. Akeo asks if he can still choose not to give up. The girl firmly tells him yes. She also gives him a late happy birthday. The two finally become a couple. So early the next morning, Akeo makes their relationship clear. Akeo announces in front of everyone that the girl is now his girlfriend. But even though the girl confessed first, this time, it is Akeo who gets jealous first. It is clearly just normal help between classmates. But in Akeo's eyes, it looks like someone is trying to take advantage of the girl. Seeing the two of them walk this way, Akeo quickly pretends to look at the board on the wall. In that moment, he suddenly realizes he can also become nervous because of the girl. He understands that he is jealous, so he pulls the girl behind the curtain. Because only by being close here, they won't be found by the teacher. They think these happy days will keep going like this. But fate chooses this moment to hit them when they aren't ready. The girl calls Akeo's name in panic. The patient friend tells everyone not to let Akeo lie down, and tells the people around them to move away. On this day, Akeo suddenly has a heart attack. Luckily, his patient friend is beside him and gives the right first aid in time, so Akeo isn't in danger. But this kind of attack would scare any normal person. So the patient friend tells the girl it's still not too late to leave. The patient friend tells her if she wants to run, she should do it now, because she and Akeo can't be a normal couple. Akeo's heart is like a ticking bomb. She has gone through things like today many times. To them, this is normal life. The girl also understands that the patient friend is right. Akeo always smiles brightly. He looks so healthy that she forgot he was sick, and she started running away from reality. The girl admits that maybe she will want to run away, but she won't run. Luckily, after the rescue, Akeo is out of danger for now. But his father also sees the girl when he arrives. His father asks Akeo if he is dating someone. Akeo seriously tells his father that he has finally found a reason to live. His father only accepts it calmly, thinking that his attack scared the girl. Akeo quickly sends her an apology message, saying, but he has no idea. After the girl saw the whole attack, she didn't dislike him at all. Instead, she feels more heartbroken and helpless. After seeing this message, Akeo finally feels relieved. He gently replies with the girl's name, but the girl is slow to understand. She doesn't know what this means, so she asks her parrot teacher. The parrot teacher thinks Akeo probably wants to sleep, since the teacher says so. On Valentine's Day, the girl takes the first step. She tells Akeo that her parents aren't home tonight, because they went on a trip to the hot spring. Now that the mood is already like this, it feels wrong not to do something on this special day. But just as the two are about to get close, her father's voice suddenly comes from outside, saying he is coming in. The girl's father suddenly returns. It turns out her parents got the date wrong, but her usually gentle father changes his attitude this time. He asks his wife to take their daughter inside, because he has something to say. The mother says she also wants to support her daughter's first love, but she can also understand the father's feelings. If Akeo is gone, what will happen to that child? The deeper her feelings for Akeo become, the harder it will be for her to stand up again. Akeo understands all of this. He has just been running away from it. At this moment, snow begins to fall outside. The girl's father walks him to the door. Akeo doesn't say another word, and walks into the snow alone. He knows better than anyone. Letting go is the best way to protect the girl. But when this moment really comes, even Akeo, who always acts strong, can't hide his sadness and helplessness. The girl blames her father for saying something that hurt Akeo. Her mother tries to explain for her father. The girl cries and says she only wants to live together with Akeo. She has already decided, and she hopes her parents won't stop her. This slap is so light that it feels heartbreaking. He loves his daughter more than anyone, but he is even more afraid that his precious girl will be hurt by this love that may have no ending, so badly that she can never stand up again. The girl keeps calling Akeo's name. Since then, Akeo never comes to school again, even though the girl asks everyone she can. No one has any news about Akeo. Is this really how everything ends? Until the patient friend appears, and finally gives the situation a turn. The girl asks where they are going. The patient friend tells her they are going to a bright future. The girl quickly tells them to wait. With the help of his best friend and patient friend, they find Akeo, dress him in a suit, and take him to a church. Akeo is wondering what is going on, until he sees someone in a wedding dress. He finally realizes that person is the girl. No one knows whether tomorrow or an accident will come first. Akeo once only wanted to quietly wait for the end of his life, but he forgot. There is a girl who has seen him at his weakest, but never chooses to leave. Even when her father tries to stop her, she still chooses to wear a wedding dress for him. The girl softly calls Akeo and wants to talk about that day. What the future will be like no longer matters, because he knows clearly. Even when the girl knows her future may not have him, she still runs toward him. That is a heart that knows it will hurt, but still chooses to go to him. Akeo decides to get the surgery, just so he can have a future with the girl. This surgery has a very low chance of success. If it fails, he will die right away. But to have a future with the girl, Akeo still decides to try. But just as the two are about to kiss, the girl's parents appear again, different from before. This time, her father also gives them his blessing. Finally, with the most important person, she gets to hold hands. After that, they take a family photo together. Maybe this is their last photo together. But as long as they have each other at this moment, this is already the most complete time of their lives. As the new school term begins, Akeo also goes abroad to start treatment. During this time, the girl receives letters from him, but the classmates feel something is wrong, because these letters come way too often. It doesn't seem like something a dying person can do. At first, the girl doesn't think too much about it, But after 1 week, Akayo's letters stop coming. Even if the girl is slow, she understands what this means. Thinking back to her classmate's words, she finally realizes, could those letters have been written by Akayo when he still felt okay? All at once. And to keep her from being sad, he asked someone to send them one by one. Not long after, the cherry blossoms at school bloom again. Watching other classmates in love, she suddenly thinks back to the past, when someone also waited for her at the school gate. But now, the view is still the same. While the person waiting for her is no longer by her side, only the cherry blossoms and endless longing remain. She seems to hear Akayo asking where she is looking again, and complaining that she is too slow, just like before. What is most special about this movie is never how romantic the scenes are, but how it shows the real courage in love. In such a clear way, Akayo goes from quietly waiting to die, to risking his life for the one he loves. The girl goes from quietly staying by his side to Tio still choosing him, even when she knows the ending. They seem to walk forward together like before. She softly answers him. Neither of them is born brave. They only meet each other, and then they are willing to fight fate once. The movie will end. The story will be over. But this true love that knows life is uncertain, and still chooses to love deeply, will always touch people's hearts. Maybe real love means no matter how hard the future is, you still dare to treasure every second now. Welcome to Akayo's pure love story today. See you next time.